emergency phone.
When they called, did you talk to Hannah or her husband?
I talked to Hannah. It's strange. Sounds so much like Ingrid.
Well, that happens with sisters.
Passengers arriving on flight 915 are now deplaning at gate 17 of the South Concourse.
Mike, I know a lot of memories will be coming off that plane with Hannah. You let them be happy ones.
I will. I will.
Mike?
Mr. Joel Moss, please answer white courtesy.
Oh, Mike.
Hannah, I was beginning to wonder if we'd ever meet.
I'm so happy we have at last. You're exactly as Ingrid described you.
So are you.
This is my husband, Sven Alborg.
Mr. Alborg?
I'm so glad to see you.
So am I. Glad to see you. My associate and teacher, Nicky Bell.
How do you do and welcome?
Well, it is very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Is this Pax?
This is Pax.
Yeah.
How are you, Pax boy? He's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Sven? Sven?
What's wrong?
Sven? What is it?
What's wrong? Mr. Alborg, what? He's been shot. Nicky, get an ambulance, quick.
Dr. Curtis. Dr. Curtis.
Homicide Bureau, Lieutenant Crane.
Well, Lieutenant.
You're Mike Longstreet.
That's right. This is Nicky Bell.
Hello.
You were both there when it happened?
Yes, sir.
And your relationship with the victim?
He's my sister-in-law's husband.
How is he, Hannah?
He's still in the emergency room.
Lieutenant Crane, this is Mrs. Alborg.
I know this is a bad time for you, Mrs. Alborg. Now, we've been cooperating with the airport police, but I don't even know yet who we're looking for or why. Now, did any of you see the person who fired the shot?
No, sir.
No.
You see anybody run away from the area after it happened?
No.
No.
Mrs. Alborg, you know of anyone who might want to kill your husband?
In New Orleans? He doesn't know a soul here. No, no one.
Lieutenant, I'm an insurance investigator. There's a possibility that shot was meant for me.
Dr. Callahan.
Mrs. Alborg?
Dr. Callahan.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Slater. You'll have to sign a surgical release form
Surgery.
as soon as possible.
All right. Is there any hope?
He's extremely critical. I think we've got a chance. Not much more than that.
Can I go as far as possible with him?
Yes, of course.
Nicky, I'll need for you to stay.
All right. See you at the office?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about that possibility, Mr. Longstreet.
Nicky's in the courtyard.
Where's Mike?
At the hospital with Mrs. Allberg.
Any word on Mr. Elbow?
He's still in surgery.
Allberg, an internationally famous businessman, was to have been in New Orleans only 20 minutes before flying to San Francisco. After a commercial message, we'll be back with sports and weather.
20-minute stop over in New Orleans. And now he may die here. Why? Why would anyone want to kill a respectable businessman?
You got me. How's Mike?
He thinks he might have been the real target.
Think I ought to go into the hospital?
No, there's nothing we can do, really, except wait.
Yeah. What's Hannah like?
Tall and beautiful. Gentle. I guess she's like Ingrid.
Dr. Hines. Dr. Hines.
Later, I'll have to call John Lang in New York. I guess he better fly down.
Is he a friend?
A business associate. He manages Sven's office in New York. Strange. Sven and I were in Prague when Ingrid died. I had the same terrible feeling of helplessness.
I remember the frustration of trying to place that transatlantic phone call to you. The first time I heard your voice. Except when you called me from Miami the other day.
You recognized it immediately.
You like to do that?
It's more like a Minneapolis.
You mean a Minneapolis kiss? I haven't even been in Minneapolis.
I could go upstairs.
You sound very much like Ingrid. Is Sven's hometown Stockholm?
Mm-hmm. The foundations of our house are over 300 years old. The land itself has been in the family much longer. Sven's people fought very bravely against Peter the Great. Sven would be a terrible disappointment to them. He's a man of peace. You said Nicky was your teacher.
Yes, and he's also a friend. She taught me how to read Braille. And then I talked her into coming to work for me later on. I guess you could say we trust each other.
Trust? Isn't that a kind of love, Mike? Doctor, how is he?
Well, he survived the operation reasonably well, but he's still in critical condition.
You don't know whether one way or the other, whether...
Not yet. I'd suggest you try to get some rest. There's nothing you can do here. He won't be awake for hours. We'll call if there's any change in his condition.
I've left my number with the charge nurse.
Good.
Dr. Ward. Dr. Ward.
Thanks. Come on. Left. Thanks. Change. Thanks.
.835 charters. New Orleans 70116.
You even remember the zip code?
I remember a lot from Ingrid's letters. The reception area, and then your office. Beyond that, the courtyard. I think I like the courtyard the best.
Oh, you haven't even seen it yet.
Yes, through Ingrid's eyes. She wrote that at night you'd have a drink together there and watch the sun go down.
You really don't want to go dancing in the streets, do you? I didn't think so. Old New Orleans custom. Nice time of the day. Maybe the best.
What? There's a policeman across the street.
Oh, well, that's probably just a precaution.
In case the man who shot Sven was trying to kill you?
Yes.
It kind of seems unfair. For a few moments, I had a feeling of safety.
Mike, this is Alborg.
Hi, Duke. Hannah, this is DuPage.
Hello.
Hello, Hannah. I'm very pleased to meet you. You know, Ingrid was very special to all of us.
Thank you.
I'm sorry we have to meet under these circumstances. How's your husband?
My husband is holding his own. He's got a great deal of courage.
Hannah, you said you want to make a phone call.
Yes, please.
Mr. Longstreet, can I get you anything?
Hi, Mrs. Kay. Hannah, my housekeeper, Miss Kingston.
How do you do?
Miss Kingston, would you show Miss Alberg to the guest room, please?
Of course. Come right ahead, Mrs. Alborg.
Thank you.
Mike, Nikki went home. She said to call if you need her.
Oh, that's fine. The New Orleans PD outside, that's your idea?
Mine and Lieutenant Crane's. Any objections?
He's been shot. No. No, I guess this time I'm almost glad they're there. Gonna find that gunman, Duke. He only fired once. Suppose he'd opened up. Could be Nikki, hovering between life and death now. Could be Hannah.
It could be you, Mike.
Of course, I'll do whatever you think is best, Hannah.
I think you'd better leave immediately.
All right, I'll be there as soon as possible. Your services are expensive, but so far it doesn't seem to me we're quite getting what we paid for.
I don't understand, Mr. Lang.
He's not dead yet.
I was teaching the children of the American servicemen stationed in Germany. I met Sven. Well, before that, it was weekend skiing in the Tyrol, next the beach at Dronapam.
I remember that from your letters.
It's funny how some of the loveliest places in the world can be so lonely.
Oh, you're very much like Ingrid. Remember, we used to go to a new place or a party with new people. There was a part of her that could join in. And there was another part that used to watch from a corner, wondering, do they like me here? Do I belong? Is there a place for me?
And then you walked up to her and said, yes, there is a place for you.
I hope I did that. How about a hot dog?
Okay.
All right. Packs left. Yeah, here, boy. Forward.
You know, at first, I was a little afraid of Sven. Then he took me to one of his factories, and we walked down the production line. The workers, and men and women, were silent and shy until he put out his hands to take theirs, both of them, as he passed. And they called him Frau Sven, which in Swedish means teacher, father, all rolled in one.
Charlie, can we have a couple of dogs, please?
After that, I wasn't sure. I loved him, but the loneliness was gone.
Mr. Longstreet, we just got a call from the hospital. Mr. Alberg is conscious now. Doctor says it's all right for him to have visitors. Hop in, I'll give you a lift.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. Thanks. Thanks. Heel. Forward.
Okay, Nikki. These are the last of them.
I'm sorry, Duke. I don't remember seeing any of these faces before.
Somewhere, sometime before the airport.
No, never.
All right, I'll have to go over this file with Mike and Hannah later. What about the route to the airport?
We drove the same way we always do.
Did you happen to notice any other car in particular, a truck? One that you may have seen more than once?
No.
Hello? Yes, Lieutenant. No, Nicky Bella's with me.
You can tell her, and you can tell Longstreet if you see him before I do. But you're to tell nobody else, including Mrs. Alberg, or her husband if he survives. Is that clear?
Go ahead, Lieutenant. I'll put Nicky on the extension.
Yes?
I spent the morning listening to Washington. I can't give you the name of the man who was doing the talking, but you'd recognize him.
You mean the government's getting involved in this?
That's exactly what they're not doing, at least not yet. Any information you develop about Alborg, his wife, his company, is not to be released without clearance.
All right.
Start with the exact sequence of events. From the time you first found out that the Albergs were coming to New Orleans.
Good morning, darling.
Morning. Hello, Mike.
Sven, how you feeling?
Well, I'm still around. From what the doctor tells me, that is something to be grateful for. Where are you staying?
Mike's house. You'd love it if you saw it, Sven.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. The police are covering the house.
Yes, and there's someone on duty outside in the corridor.
Good. Jan Lang flew in from New York. He's talking to the doctors. He would like to see you.
All right. I'll go see if I can find him.
I'm sorry to burden you with this, Mike.
I can't help feeling responsible.
You believe that the gunman was trying to shoot you rather than me?
Yes.
No, Mike.
I don't understand.
This was to have been more than a simple business trip, and that is all that I can tell you, Mike. You must not feel responsible. I am the target, not you. You know, Mike, Dr. Slater is a very honest man. And I know that there is one funeral we, each of us, must attend sooner or later. And if mine should be sooner, I would like to feel that Hannah has someone that she can depend on, as she has depended on me.
Yes, she has, Sven.
You will accept a certain kind of responsibility.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. That is over with. And now I feel that I will live to be 100.
Sven, will you help me?
Certainly, if I can.
Well, I've been learning to see things differently, to differentiate between voices, sounds, images, impressions. Will you help me do that now?
Yeah, if I can.
Yesterday at the airport, you must have been looking in the general direction the shot came from.
Yes.
Now, Sven, think hard. Try and recall every detail, no matter how unimportant it might seem to you. What did you see?
You, the young woman.
Myself and Nicky, all right, what else?
Oh, nothing. Oh, Nicky. Two servicemen.
Go on.
A tall, bald-headed man. Something on his arm. A top coat.
What else?
He brushes past as we are talking. Something in his hand. Under the coat.
That's good. Very good. Thank you, Sven.
And now, I would like to see my wife.
Yes, I'll send her in.
Mike. This is John Lang, my husband's business
Hello,
associate.
Mr. Lang.
It's Longstreet. I look forward to meeting you.
He's waiting for you, Hannah.
Oh, you excuse me a moment.
She's a brave woman.
Mr. Lang, let me ask you, do you know of anyone who would want Mr. Alborg dead?
No one at all.
Tall man,
Bald? No, I don't know anyone like that.
All right. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Did the description of the gunman mean anything to Lieutenant Crane?
Well, I gave it to him just as Mike phoned it to us. The lieutenant's going over to the hospital. Talk to Sven himself.
Tall, bald man. Could be anybody from anywhere. Oh, they should be here any minute. I hope Hannah likes New Orleans-style food.
Well, between you and Mrs. K, she'll be getting the best of it. One thing for sure, it'll be a change from Stockholm.
Oh, excuse me.
Hello, Nicky.
Hello, Hannah.
A little celebration. Anna?
Thank you.
Nicky?
Thank you.
Mike, I've got yours. I would like to propose a toast. Mike? Oh, thanks. There you go. Here. This is to Sven. To Sven. It's a martini. That's an old family recipe.
Something smells delicious.
Ah, that's Mrs. K's dinner. Come on, I'll give you a preview.
You know, that's really not bad.
Duke, you asked me about the traffic on the way to the airport. A particular car, right?
Yeah.
When we turned onto Canal Street, I remember a car pulling away from the curb. It almost ran a red light behind us.
Did you see the driver?
No, but I think I saw the car again, or one like it.
Where?
On Airline Highway. It pulled up and passed us, and it was going very fast then.
Did it turn into the airport ahead of you?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure it was the same car.
How come you're remembering this all of a sudden?
Because Hannah just drove up in it. It's parked in front.
You going back to New York in the morning?
Since Sven's out of danger tonight.
Call me if the gunman's description rings any bells with you, huh?
Of course, Lieutenant.
I thought you had gone.
I needed a moment with you alone.
You have talked to all the delegates in San Francisco?
Yes.
What is their feeling?
They're naturally concerned about you and the success of the conference.
It may take weeks before I can join them. If they would agree to meet with another chairman.
I'm afraid that's unlikely. After all, a trust built up over 20 years between people who've been enemies for centuries can't be transferred overnight. And you're the one they all trust.
All right, John. We will talk later. I really have to sleep now.
Hannah?
Thank you.
It's very beautiful.
Yes, it is beautiful. It was recorded in a cathedral in Wittgenstein. That's a small suburb outside of Stuttgart.
I remember the Christmas you sent it to us.
Yes. If you go out to dinner with friends that night, They burned little green candles on the table in memory of those who didn't return from the Eastern Front.
You mean in World War II?
Yes. Sven says that all wars are the same war.
You may have a thought there. Excuse me, Hannah. Yes, hello. Yes, doctor. All right, I see. Hannah, Sven is dead. Doctor?
Yes, Mr. Longstreet.
Doctor, Mrs. Alborg asked me to arrange for her husband's body to be flown to Sweden tomorrow. There's some paperwork.
How is she?
She's under sedation right now, but she plans to take the new flight tomorrow with her husband.
Would you tell her that I'm sorry? We came so close to helping him make it.
Yes, that's what makes his death so surprising.
Discouraging, saddening, but not surprising. It happens. An operation goes well. The patient shows every indication of rallying. You think you've won. And then suddenly, he sours, declines, dies.
And now I feel that I will live to be 100.
What was the cause of death?
What are you talking about? He was shot.
No, I'm talking about the second attempt here at the hospital. It looked like he might make it.
Do you have any reason to?
No, I don't even know the real reason he was shot at the airport, but it happened. No, I just heard a very good doctor tell me he gave every indication of rallying.
Well, any complication with a seriously ill patient can be dangerous.
What sort of complications?
Well, you name it. Hemorrhaging, cardiac arrest, respiratory difficulty.
He was in an oxygen tent.
Yes.
Suppose the machine malfunctioned.
It can't. There's a warning signal.
Suppose it was shut off.
By whom? The staff didn't spot anyone. Neither did the police of the corridor.
Would an autopsy show anything significant?
Possibly. But to do that, we'd have to tear up the paper I just signed. And his wife would have to ask for it. Is that what you want?
I'm not sure, Doctor.
I thought you weren't coming back until morning.
Mike's still at the hospital?
Yes?
Hannah's still asleep.
I hope so. It's going to be a long enough day for her tomorrow, no matter what.
Nicky, that car she drove here, I just woke up a friend of mine in the DMV, checked it out. That car was leased Tuesday morning from a dealer here in New Orleans.
Who leased it?
Someone phoned from Alborg's office in New York.
I can't be sure that that was the car that followed us to the airport. But if it was, then it was picked up by someone before the Alborgs arrived in New Orleans.
All right, let's say it was the same car. Who could have been driving it?
I don't know. The killer?
That car's not parked outside now. Did someone pick it up?
Yes. Alberg's man from New York, John Lang. What do we say to Mike?
I don't know. It occurs to me that we really don't know anything about the Alborgs.
Oh, I like them on sight. Especially Hannah. You know, at dinner when she thought her husband was going to live, she was so alive, so beautiful, and then...
She's
She's Mike's sister-in-law. Ingrid's sister. But none of us has ever seen her before. She's practically a stranger. You okay, Mike? Yeah, I'm fine. How come you're here?
We couldn't sleep. Would you like some coffee?
No, thanks. Anna's still asleep?
I think so.
What are you thinking, Mike? When I talked to Sven, I swear I was speaking to a man who's going to live. The only thing to contradict me are facts, expert medical opinion, and no evidence at all to back up what I'm saying.
Mike? For a moment, I forgot where I was.
I'm sorry if I woke you. How are you feeling?
Empty. Did you talk to Dr. Slater?
Yes, I did. He signed the forms. I made reservations for you on the noon flight.
I wish you were coming home with us. But then you are home, aren't you?
Hannah, I know that there are things about your husband's work that you can't talk about. But apparently it must have been important enough for someone to kill him to prevent its success.
Well, perhaps it doesn't make so much difference now. Mike, do you remember the period in American history between 1818 and 1824? It was called the Era of Good Feeling.
Yes, I remember now. The beginnings of the Industrial Revolution. An increase in world trade. Exchange of goods and information bring about a lessening of old hatreds and hostilities.
That was Sven's dream, to begin again in the same way almost 150 years later. A détente between the East and the West.
And a single bullet may have ended that dream. What happens now?
The dream dies with the dreamer.
Now, what about the killer?
The tall, bald man with the pistol. Sven told me how you and he recreated the sequence of events. He was rather proud. You gave him that, Mike. That final moment of pride.
Hannah, I think whoever tried to kill your husband at the airport killed him later at the hospital. Thank you, Lieutenant.
There's a piece of the puzzle that doesn't quite fit.
What do you mean?
If Lang and Hannah were together in New York and somehow involved in the plot to kill Sven, then why wouldn't they just send the killer to the airport? Why fool around following Mike and me?
Go ahead, don't let me interrupt. Mike, Wednesday morning, when you and Nikki went to the airport, a car followed you.
It almost ran a red light trying to keep up with us.
So? That car was leased by someone in Alborg's New York office on Tuesday.
When Hannah called, didn't she say she was calling from Miami?
Yes. I just spoke with Lieutenant Crane. Hannah flew into New York sometime on Monday. Then she flew to Miami to join her husband on Thursday morning, just in time to take the flight to New Orleans. Are you saying she was lying? I'm just giving you the facts as we know them, Mike.
But why would she lie?
When Hannah called from Miami, she said to meet her at the airport. Not to start out till I was sure her plane had left Miami.
I don't understand.
It didn't make any sense to me either at the time. She said Sven was worried about security and that might take another flight from Miami or meet us somewhere else in New Orleans. But But they'd call from Miami if there was a change in plan.
In other words, Hannah and Lang could have been in Alborg's office in New York, while the killer was already here in New Orleans.
The best plan for him would be to follow us. Wherever Nicky and I went, Sven was sure to be.
Lieutenant Crane, please.
Look, I told you the word from Washington right on down the line is cooling. Whatever Alborg was into, it went down the drain when he died.
You mean when somebody turned off the oxygen supply that was keeping him alive?
You got any evidence of that? Dr. Slater willing to go before the judge and swear that's what happened, that's what killed him? I'll make the call myself.
No, look, I can't prove it, but somebody got past those policemen in the corridor. Ann and I spent a lot of time at the hospital. She was the last one to see him alive.
No, that's not true. Lang and I saw him during evening visiting hours, and he was fine.
You what?
Lang and I talked to him about 8:30.
You were there together and you left together?
That's right. No. We left the room together, and then Lang went back in. I heard them talking.
Both Sven and Lang?
That's right.
Lieutenant, you're gonna have to find a way to crack somebody open. Lang or...
A tall, bald-headed man?
Or Hannah.
Contact is just beyond the gate. He'll take you to the harbor.
Sorry I had to finish the job. It's never happened to me before.
This time you were seen. You can make it up on the next assignment. Count it if you want to.
It's not necessary.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, you forgot your raincoat.
Thanks.
Very beautiful time of the day. So still and peaceful.
Well, the French market's barely awake at this hour. Pretty soon it'll be full of people and trucks.
Did you and Ingrid walk here like this?
Yes, very often.
You must miss her very much.
I do.
We were very close when we were small. She was younger, but we always found things to talk about. Sometimes she'd slip into my room at night when she was supposed to be asleep and curl up at the foot of the bed. And we'd... Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. The memories must still be painful.
No, I'm learning to let the memories be happy.
Why did that Lieutenant Crane ask me to stay over another day or so?
There are some discrepancies he wanted to clear up.
What does that mean?
Didn't really call from Miami, did you?
No. From John Lang's office in New York.
Why'd you lie about that?
Mike, you have to understand. All the arrangements were cloaked in secrecy. I didn't know you except as Ingrid's husband. Sven spent years trying to make the International Trade Conference a reality, and the last minute a problem developed with one of the representatives in New York.
And he knew you were there in New York?
Of course. Mike, you didn't think I had anything to do with the shooting.
I didn't want to. You see, I didn't know you, except as Ingrid's sister. Hannah, the car you drove, it was leased from Sven's office in New York, driven to the airport before you arrived. You sure Lang was in New York?
Yes. I reached him there after Sven was shot. You think he was involved somehow?
You know very much about him?
No, not really. Except that Sven trusted him.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nikki.
Oh, morning, Nikki.
You two were up early?
Had a nice walk.
Mike, Lieutenant Crane called. Just after dawn this morning, a patrol car found a battered body in an alley near Magazine and Fulton. It fits the physical description that you and Sven put together. A tall, bald-headed man.
Any ID?
Not yet, but the lieutenant said he'd call and let you know.
Thanks, Nikki.
Hannah, I haven't had a chance to tell you how sorry I am about your husband.
Thank you.
If there's anything at all that I can do.
You're very kind. He's a remarkable man. I know you must have helped him a great deal.
He has a great capacity for life.
Sven was like that. He was a man who felt something about everything.
That is taken care of, and I feel that I will live to be 100.
Suppose the machine malfunctioned.
After that, I wasn't sure I loved him. The loneliness was gone.
You have any evidence?
No, I can't prove it.
A tall, bald-headed man.
I don't know anyone like that.
I heard them talking. 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 Talking.
Yes, Duke. See if you can get Lieutenant Crane to meet us in your office right away. Now, you said you heard Lang and Sven talking.
That's right.
Both of them?
Yes. Hey, what is this?
I had the feeling we're about to have a demonstration of a very special brand of
No,
ESP.
wait a minute, Duke. Wait a minute. Couldn't it have happened like this? The lieutenant and Lang talk to Sven, and then they leave the room. And Lang goes back in the room. And he kills Sven by turning off the oxygen supply, but then he turns it back on later. He opens the door, he comes out, and he's talking, as if Sven were still alive.
Look, I told you before, I heard them both.
Well, are you sure, Lieutenant? I mean, did you actually hear Sven's voice, or did you just get the impression he was talking?
Of course, Sven, I understand. No trouble at all. You get some rest now. I'll see you later.
Well, Lieutenant?
Well, Lang told me that he was going back to New York last night.
And I tried to call him there this morning. He wasn't in.
Lang knew that Mike and Sven came up with a description of the gunman. He could have used that leased car to kill him.
He would have had to turn that car in before he left town.
Any questions?
How'd you come by that special brand of ESP, Longstreet?
Well, I'll tell you, Lieutenant. Some guys got it, and some don't got it.
Any more questions, Lieutenant?
What happens when your ESP isn't working?
You sure this is the first flight to New York since he turned the car in?
Positive. I'm also positive we got no proof. Nothing to hold him on. That is, if he shows up at all.
Your lab boys may have checked out that car by now.
I'll find out.
He may not, you know.
Not what?
Show up. And if he does, what do we do?
Hunt.
TOA Flight 911 for New York City, now boarding gate 17 of the South Condor.
Here he comes.
Condor Airlines Flight 847, now departing North Concourse.
Mr. Lang, we'd like to talk with you.
Mr. Longstreet, I'm sorry I had a plane to catch.
Oh, there'll be other planes, Mr. Lang.
I had a ticket on this one.
You in a particular hurry?
Why should I be?
Police found your fingerprints all over that car you leased.
Well, of course, I drove it. Now, please excuse me.
They also think you ran down the man who shot Sven Alborg.
That's ridiculous. Tell him to talk to my lawyer.
Lang?
Lieutenant?
The lab boys found particles of blood and material on the front end of that car you leased. Matched up with your gunman.
You killed two men. Someone must have paid you well.
Let's go. Bill!
Well, Lieutenant, did you really hear from the lab?
Well, I have a few tricks of my own, Longstreet.
I'm glad you persuaded me to go on to San Francisco.
Well, you said it yourself. You were part of his work all along. After San Francisco, where will you go?
To the house with foundations that go back 300 years and land that goes back 1,000.
And then what, Hannah? Will you close the doors of the house and shut the gates?
I don't know. We can leave the living. But the dead ask more of us than that. You were right, Mike. This is a nice time of day.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's the best.